It's on, okay. This is so much fun. For those of you who don't know me, Grant already introduced me, but my name is Silard, and my husband Chris and I have been part of Covenant Life Church for over 20 years, and Chris has been a pastor on staff here for 8 years. I've been asked to take a few minutes to honor you, Carolyn, on behalf of the pastors' wives, and it is my joy and privilege to do so. I think CJ would be the first to say that he wouldn't be the man he is today apart from your love, support, encouragement, exhortation, and commitment. It can also be said that the women of this church wouldn't be as effective as they are at living out biblical femininity apart from your teaching and example. You have lived out before us what it means to be a Titus II woman, and the message of your life has magnified the gospel and gone throughout Sovereign Grace Ministries and the wider body of Christ. There are a few specific examples that I would like to highlight that have provoked me and the other pastors' wives of Covenant Life Church. When Chris first became a pastor, I was tempted to be anxious about what his new role would mean for me. However, it was very clear to me from the beginning that I was not stepping into a role as an associate pastor, and my role and involvement were defined primarily as Chris's wife and the mother of our children. You have communicated that we as pastors' wives were not to be leading and giving direction to the women of this church, but we were to encourage the women to look to their husbands for leadership. Thank you for clearly defining the parameters of the scriptural mandate for women teaching women and caring about this distinction enough to call our ministry to women not women's ministry, but Titus II. Carolyn, you have consistently proclaimed the truth of biblical roles without apology. You have modeled for us what serving our husbands looks like, and we have all been provoked to embrace our role as a suitable helper. We have learned from you how to support and encourage them, and when necessary, to humbly challenge and confront their sin. Your biblical conviction to embrace your role in the full scope of its application has provoked us to do the same in our marriages. In addition, you've modeled for us contentment and joy in your role as a pastor's wife. I have never observed you communicating any desire for more significance or complaining about the sacrifices that you have made. You have magnified the gospel as you have joyfully embraced each season of your life and modeled for us what biblically informed priorities look like. I remember when your 3 girls were teens and you needed to spend more time with them. Consequently, we had fewer Titus II activities during that time. God was honored, and we were again reminded of our primary roles as wives and mothers. You said more through your investment in your daughters than you possibly could have through more teaching and ministry activities. Thank you. You have affected generations yet unborn as your daughters shine brightly, reflecting the gospel and proclaiming biblical truth by the way that they live out their lives. Lastly, I wanted to highlight your hard work. You have glorified God in the way that you have served the pastors' wives and the Titus II ministry. Few people would be aware of your countless hours of preparation, your regular fasting and prayer, and your consistent lack of sleep, as you have prepared for numerous pastors' wives meetings, pastors' wives retreats, Titus II events, and as you submitted to your husband your book writing. We want to thank you for your hard work and honor you for your godly example and life message of magnifying the gospel through serving your husband and your family, the pastors' wives, women of Covenant Life Church, and Sovereign Grace. God has been glorified in and through you.